Park. So they're about to go. We're going to start now. The district attorney's here. The Bronx Board president is here, and the state senator is here. What's missing is the city council member. So she might come a little late. They're about to start now. I mean, there's some people.
We'll be starting in 1 minute. All members of the dais, please come up. You're not going to proceed like this. Gorilla Glue. The couch. But it's higher than what? I say they're higher. This one, Gorilla Black Sea. That couch it locked into the couch.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Don't expect to get up and go.
Nobody sitting here, sir? Nobody sitting here? There or here? All right. Let's sit. That's it. Oh. I'll sit here. Oh, can I sit here? Nobody sitting there? Nobody sit here. I'm going to sit in the front. Thank you. Thank you.
What time did they tell you that this was starting?
Oh, CM's here.
One, two.
Porque como tú puedes ver, el señor aquí es con la cama y no se senta al lado de mí. ¿Entiendes? Y yo, es que eso viene a nacer.
3, 2. Got it.
Diciendo así, es para que tú vengas y de eso tú no ves. Te decía que vengas.
One, two.
Good morning, everyone. Hello, hello. We're going to do a couple quick introductions, but first of all, we have a little bit of housekeeping.
Buenos días, buenos días. Si pueden coger su asiento, please take your seats. Y si alguien necesita ayuda con español o traducción, por favor, indica con su mano. Y vamos a hacer presentaciones de las personas del DAIS.
All right, great, welcome, really, thank you. So my name is Chetan Horseman, I'm Director of Playing Development for Bronx Borough President Vanessa Gibson. We are going to do some welcome introductions. First of all, I want to turn it over to Leslie Byrne. Yeah.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Roberto Clemente State Park. Good morning. Nice to see you all here. Thank you for taking that really warm walk down here. Appreciate you all. So my name is Leslie Wright. I'm the Regional Director for the New York City region of New York State Parks. Do you know that you're sitting in New York City's oldest, first, and best state park? Woo! Roberto Clemente State Park turned 50 years old this past summer, and I know many of you helped us celebrate, so welcome back. This is your park. This park is open 365 days a year, and it is here for you. At our tables over here to the side, we have information about the park's programs. We have a survey asking you what more you'd like to see in the park. I want to make sure you all take it on paper or use the QR code to do it on your phone. And come to our senior social on February 13th. Come dance, come play, come have fun. We have a ton of stuff here. We want to see you all here and so appreciate you coming out. So thank you, Borough President Gibson, for convening everyone this afternoon or this morning. Thank you all for showing up. More to come.
Thank you, thank you. So now we want to turn it over to our dais. Borough President Gibson, if you would like to begin introductions. Yeah. Right.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Good morning, an official welcome, bienvenidos a todos, buenos días. Welcome to our town hall for the residents and families of River Park Towers. Welcome to Roberto Clemente State Park. I am so excited to be here today. First, let me acknowledge and thank our host here at Roberto Clemente. Thank you to our regional director, Leslie Wright, to you and the entire team. Leslie has been a great friend. I've known her for years, and she truly has been a champion for all of our state parks in the city of New York, but I know the Bronx is the best, so I say thank you, Leslie, and her team. To our park manager here at Roberto Clemente, another great friend, Francis Rodriguez, who is here, who runs the day-to-day operations here at the park. And yes, last year, while we recognized the 50th anniversary of hip-hop that started in the Bronx, we also celebrated the 50th anniversary of Roberto Clemente State Park, of this great humanitarian, the first Latino to be inducted in the Baseball Hall of Fame for the work that he has done for such a time as this. Making sure that our parks and open spaces and access to the waterfront is critical to the work that we're doing each and every day. So I'm so thankful that all of you are here on this cold Saturday morning. You could be anywhere, but you took the time to join us this morning for this very important town hall. So I say thank you. As your Bronx Borough President, I want thank you to the residents and families of River Park Towers. I have been honored to serve as the borough president. Now I'm beginning my 3rd year in office. To God be all the glory for all that he has allowed me to do in this space, for this time, for this reason, and for this season. I take nothing for granted, and I'm so thankful every day that I can wake up on purpose with a purpose. And as your borough president, we are intentional in this work. We want to make sure that we lift up families across the Bronx. We want our borough to be the best place to live and work and raise our families and do business. And every day we strive to make it better for you, your children, your loved ones, your neighbors, and the entire borough of the Bronx. So today's town hall here at Roberto Clemente State Park is an opportunity for all of you to ask questions, find out what is happening in your community, talk and engage with neighbors. The one message I want everyone to understand is we are all in this together. We want to focus on what unites us and not what divides us. We have more in common when it comes to public safety and great schools, clean streets. We want all of our elders and older adults to be safe. Our children deserve to live. We know we have a lot of challenges that we face, not just in the Bronx, but across the city of New York. But guess what? We are doing the work that we have all been called to do. So on behalf of my team, the Office of the Bronx Borough President, my Deputy Borough President, Janet Beguero, our Chief of Staff, Justin Cortez, I want to say thank you, and the team that is assembled here today. What we are doing now that we have started this new year, right, 2024, I want more in 2024. I want to make sure that we have more programs, more opportunities, more recreation centers, more community centers, more swimming classes for our families. I want more in 2024. And the way we get that is by working collaboratively together, making sure that we're working with our tenants association, our management, our landlord, our city and state agencies, our elected officials. Because guess what? We are better together. So we started this new year with a real intention and commitment to host town halls all over the Bronx. And guess where we started? Right here at River Park Towers for the residents of Morris Heights. Because this has been a community that has supported me in all of my years as an elected official. As the Assembly member for District 77, the Council member for District 16, and now as your Borough President, I say thank you. Gracias a todos. Que Dios te bendiga. God bless you for the work that all of you have done. We stand on your shoulders for what you have done, for the footprints that you have laid, so that we can not only step in and follow, but create our own footprints for the next generation of leaders, our young people. So thank you for being here. Thank you to my team, my Director of Planning and Development, Jatan Hortzman, who really does amazing work across the Bronx when it comes to planning and zoning and a city of yes and all these initiatives that are coming out of the state and the city. Our Deputy Director of Housing, who is spearheading all of these town halls that we're having across the borough, Kimberly McNabb is here. Thank you, Kimberly. My Senior Advisor, Tom Lucania. My team in planning, I want to say thank you to Jaden Vasquez, also Sam Goodman. He's our borough historian. Sam Goodman is incredible. Jaden, thank you. Cecilia Hernandez is here. Kenny Augusto. Anyone else from the team? Max is here. Thank you so much. Also in our planning division. Oh, hey, Eric. Eric Kessler, my Director of Policy, is here. This is the team that serves you every day. And we want to make sure, again, that we are doing this great work, because at the end of the day, it is about the Bronx. Everything is about the boogie down Bronx. We are a borough of opportunities, we are a global destination, and we want to make sure we have jobs, career pathways. We want it all. So thank you for being here. We look forward to today's conversation, and let me thank, and you will hear from my colleagues and panelists and members of the dais here today. To all of my colleagues who have joined us, we say thank you. The final thing I want to say, and it is on behalf of our former Assembly member, I'm not sure if everyone has been made aware, but Assemblywoman Latoya Joyner has resigned from the New York State Assembly, and she has served us here in this district for 10 years. So I just want all of you to pray for Latoya and her family. We look forward to working with the new leadership of the 77th District. And again, we are a team, we are united like never before, and we're going to make sure we work together because, again, we want more in 2024. Thank you, everyone, for being here today. God bless you.
So next will be DA.
All right, good morning, everyone. Good morning. Happy New Year. Thank you for being out here on this very cold day, but you know what? Community is important, and your voices are important. Your point of view is important, so we need to make sure that we hear from you, and that's why we're here today. I'm Garcia Clark, your district attorney. Have served you for the last 8 years. And as of January 1st, you gave me the opportunity to represent you and serve you for another 4 years, and I thank you for that as well. We've done a number of things in the DA's office because what? Public safety is the #1 priority for me as your district attorney. Having started, I'm a lifelong resident of the Bronx, so I know this, and it's funny, when they said we celebrated 50 years of Roberto Clemente State Park, I was like, wow, you don't know how old I am, but I remember when it opened, and I was a 12-year-old kid that this park with my day camp, and we went to the pool and everything else. So it was 50 years, which means I think I look all right considered, right? But that's how invested I am in this community. That's the only reason why I'm telling you that, because I know I lived it my whole life, and I'm proud to represent the Bronx. And as you're just getting out of the DA every day with my over 1,000, my community engagement, we about a number of the programs we've had, more about some of the times it's better for you unless I listen to you and you tell me what it is that you need. So that's why I'm here today, to listen to you, to collaborate with you, and to deliver for you, because just like I have to hold people accountable for what they do to you, you must hold me accountable for representing you. So thank you so much, Borough President Gibson, for hosting this. She and I are all over this borough now, 2 borough-wide representatives that make sure that we're invested in what happens in every corner of this borough. And we can't do it without the New York State being here, the governor's office of state parks, Council Member Althea Gibbons also, who has just been so, Althea Stevens, so committed also to this community, but most importantly to our youth. And that is so important, because I go to so many meetings, right? I go to so many meetings, and there's adults and all kinds of people. Yeah, we gotta do more with our kids, and they're not doing anything. And when I look in the room, who is missing? I don't see any of the young people. So that's what we need to get at, to really hear their voices. I've started a youth advisory council where I want to I'm bringing in those youth themselves and saying, I don't want other people to tell me what you need. You tell me what you need. You tell me what I can do to make you or your friends put those guns down and pick up a book or get a job or go to school, whatever it is. So that's what I'm committed to do. I'm happy to be here. Robert Jackson is here, also a partner in this work, as well as the 46th Precinct at FDNY. We're all
Good morning, everyone. My name is Robert Jackson. I'm the state senator representing this area. You may say, well, where have you been? We haven't seen you. Well, I'm new in the Bronx as far as servicing the people of the Bronx. My district before used to be from 20th Street to 9th Avenue, all the way 13 miles north of Washington Heights, Inwood, Marble Hill. But when the lines were redrawn, 1/3 of my district now is in the Northwest Bronx, basically across the 181st Street Bridge into Morris Heights, University Heights, Fordham, Kingsbridge Heights, and a little bit of Riverdale. So about 110,000 people in the Bronx I represent now. And you may say, well, where have you been? I've been very, very busy. As you know, I've traveled 150 miles from New York to Albany, not once, but twice, in order to make sure that the funding is there to guarantee our children, not to guarantee them a good education, but the opportunity. So they have to be willing to be involved in the process and their parents. So the bottom line of that lawsuit, which took 13 years, was about $16 billion for the children of New York City. But people ask me, well, what are your top priorities? And I say to people, this is my top priority is the safety and security of the people that I represent in their homes and in our communities. That's number one. The number two issue, which is the number one issue that comes into my office, which is located at 213th Street in Broadway, is issues regarding housing, not only housing, but senior housing and regular housing that's affordable. And these are the major issues that impact our community, along with your health, environment, and all of the things that are necessary for you to survive. So I'm here to listen and be able to work with you. Dario Quinsack, that young man with the camera in the back, he's my executive assistant, and I have about 10 staff members that work for me, not only in Manhattan office, but up in Albany also, from a legislative point of view. So I look forward to working with you and the leadership of the Bronx in order to constantly refocus, and as Borough President Gibson says,
Hello. Good morning, everybody. How you guys doing? Are y'all warm? Because I'm a little cold myself, but I love the winter, so I'm excited to be out in the cold. But I'm Councilman Garcia Stevens of the 16th District. I represent the West Bronx, and we just did redistricting at the city council level, and I had to fight to keep RPT in my district because this was a place that was definitely cut out. And one of the reasons I fought so hard is because I've only been representing this area for 2 years, and it's important for me to think about continuity of work. And I've been really working really hard, especially with the schools here, and working with Inwood Park Towers, with trying to just get more services, more things here, so you can have access to. And I'm excited that we're having this town hall, but one of the things I am truly a believer of, I do not believe in governing alone. I am a representative of what you guys want. And so what that means is we can't just talk, you know, once every couple of months. I want to make sure that you guys have access to me. So in continuation of what not only Vanessa Gibson did, but the borough president, but when she was in my seat, she had community council, something that I wanted to make sure we kept in our office so that people have access to me on how I should be governing down at City Hall. Because that's reality, that's the really gist of my job. So we have 5 senior advisory councils, so we have a senior advisory council, so I'm not here having a senior right here, but we'd love to get more information so we can make sure that all the seniors in the district could be invited to be a part of that celebration. We have a health and wellness, because one of the things I want to make sure that we are prioritizing, we have been number 62 regarding health and wellness in the state and the county for a very long time. So in order for us to start moving that needle, we need to be talking about how do we make ourselves healthy. What does having access to quality food is important. How are we making sure we're working out? How do we make sure our mental health is part of this conversation? So we have advisory board, so you guys can advise us on things that we need to be doing and improving those areas. Multicultural, we have one of the most diverse districts in this city. So we need to be celebrating our differences, as long as, in addition to celebrating them, we need to be talking about our similarities, because the reality is we have more similarities than we do differences, but we focus on the differences a lot. And so how are we celebrating and coming together with all the rich things that we have and coming together as a community and community building? And then we have our tenant block associations. So this is really about how we come together to advocate, how people to attend an association, share conversation, and then what is most near to my heart is the Youth Services Council. I'm a youth developer by trade. I've been youth developer for 20 years. I'm also the chair of, well, it's the new committee, the chair of Children and Youth Services and City Council, where I have oversight over TIC and now ACS. And so my goals have always been to think about how are we building our bridge and getting our kids specifically and having 25 years being created and guided by young people. Us as elders in the community, because I like to call myself an elder, although I'm young. I'm calling myself an elder. As elders in the community, our job is to support our young people, to guide them and give them the wisdom so that they can continue to get the work across the finish line. So our youth council, we have 35 members. I want to get as many young people in there because we want to continue to equip them. We're actually going to be taking them to Albany in a couple of weeks so that they can experience what's going on up there. They've already been to City Hall and testifying at hearings. They've already come to me with their budget request for the year. Our young people are dynamic, and it is our job to set them up in the right direction. And this is one of the councils. I love all my councils, but my youth have a special place in my heart. I also just want to have a lot of things going on in my office. This should not be the last time you guys are seeing or hearing me. Tyree Israel, could you stand up? He is my deputy chief of staff. He is our community. That wasn't me, guys. I didn't do that. Well, that was Tyree. No, but he's my deputy liaison, so he's always in the community. I know a lot of people have seen him. You do a lot of contributions out of the here. We're also working on getting more services. We're working with Bronx Works to see how do we get more activity in the community center and allocate more funding there. We have a sign, we'll make sure we have flyers and things like that on December 23rd at Wendell T. Foster's, February 21st at 3 p.m. at Wendell T. Foster. You guys should come out too. It's a good time. It's going to be a party. There's no school. So there's more often than not. If you start in our office, even if we're not the place you're supposed to be, we will be able to direct you in the direction that you need to go. My office is right there on 170th and Jerome. Please visit. Because a lot of times, folks don't come to us until they have exhausted all possibilities, and then they get there and they're so angry. And I'm like, well, if you just start with us, we will help you and navigate you in the right direction. And so please, please, please feel free to reach out to our office. We are here. We have a bunch of information here as well. That as things coming up, please make sure you get a pamphlet. We are doing so much because I'm also trying to bring services to the Bronx. And so also letting us know what you want us to bring here, what agencies you need to speak to, what are the things you want to see. If you're having sanitation issues, whatever it is, we want to make sure that we're partners in this. So thank you guys, and I look forward to having a robust conversation.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Anita Reyes, and I'm the Assistant Commissioner for the New York City Department of Health Bronx office. And our office was placed in the South Bronx because we want to make sure that we're addressing the health disparities. So we're working to promote health equity, to promote the health of all New Yorkers. And so today, I want to make sure that folks know that the work that we're doing is really trying to do place-based, addressing the needs of the community, and coming up with ways to innovatively address community health. So really excited about talking to everyone and seeing how we could connect and address some of the issues that you're facing. And I'm here today with my colleague, Kenneth Johnson. So if there's any questions at the end, we can also answer. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Garcia, and I'm here representing River Park Towers as the managing agent for the property. I am particularly excited because this morning and this moment actually brings an opportunity for us. We have over a period of certainly the last year been somewhat designing outreach, engagement, and services. And I have in particular been that person that has been thinking about that space. And that space particularly in my mind and in the collective mind of the management company is using our platform as a management company for a community like River Park, which represents 1,654 units. And those 1,654 units, there are numerous individuals that make up a household. So we can appreciate what the impact of how large that community is. Over a period of recent months, we have been working with the senior council, with the Tenants Association and Celeste Burns, who is the voice of the residents of River Park Towers. And so I guess that the biggest takeaway for me is seeing today as a real, I would say probably day one of us being able to really focus our calendar for meeting again, and particularly for myself, for meeting with the council member, with the state senator, with the borough president's office to see how we can bring services to the community. And I heard particularly services for the youth, right? And in my mind, that is critical, because myself, I am a son of the Bronx. I was born in the old Lincoln Hospital. I've been a person that has had the Bronx in mind. I went to Lehman College, graduated from Lehman College, and went on to go to law school 35 years ago from Lehman College, right? So I say that to say that here I am back in the Bronx intentionally, and I will use every resource of our company. The last point I want to make is that our company is very intentional at this moment in the development of the company, very intentional on bringing services to the properties that we own and that we manage around the country. River Park Towers is the largest asset that we own, in terms of comparison to other properties around the country. And so and I've been sharing this thought with others, with Celeste Burns in particular, that we want to really take the opportunity to highlight River Park Towers and make it a model for what we want to do. So I'll leave you with that. I'm really excited and delighted for being here. Thank you very much.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Charles Mastandria. I am the Deputy Chief on New York City Department. I represent Division 7 on East Tremont Avenue.
Officer at the 46th. Everyone for inviting the 46th precinct here today. With me in the back, I have the people doing the real work, Sergeant Morales, Julius Morales, and his neighborhood coordination officers, Officer Martinez and Gonzalez. So again, I'd like to thank you. It's nice to meet you all. I've been at the 46th precinct for about a month, which is why I brought the experts with me today. So thank you.
Great, we want to welcome two more people. First off, Community Board 5, Ken Burns. Ken Brown.
Thank you very much. Thank you all very much for coming out. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Ken Brown. I've been the district manager for 6 years and change now of Community Board 5. So, what the Community Board does, for those of you that may not know, is we set priorities and kind of give marching orders to city agencies, the elected officials, about what we want to see done in our neighborhood. And for Community Board 5, the neighborhood extends from, or our district extends from the Cross Bronx to Fordham Road, the river to Webster. So anyone that resides within that area, works within that area, or has an interest in that area, We're here to serve what you want to see develop in this community. Every month we have meetings. We have a general board meeting. It will be held this Wednesday at Davidson Communications for legal cannabis dispensaries. The State Office of Cannabis Management has mandated that community boards have to give an opinion for anyone that wants to come in and have a legal cannabis dispensary. So we're going to be having the vote on that this Wednesday. The citywide for City of Yes, generally the fourth Wednesday of every month. We have committees that address various issues. We have, for example, a housing committee. We happen to have the chair of our housing committee here today, Annette Matthews. And we have health and human services. We have youth, education, municipal services. There's a total of about 13 committees. So whatever the concern is that you have, we got a committee for it. And that's where we can talk about priorities and how to set things in motion so that we can better develop our community. So thank you all very much.
And thank you. So our final speaker is going to be Celeste from River Park Towers Tennis Association. Welcome.
Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon. My name is Deacon Celeste Burns, and I am so happy to be here. I want to say first that God is the head of my life, the beginning, the middle, when I act up at the end, and He is in front of all of us. And so we have to thank God first. I want everyone to know that we made it through the pandemic, y'all, and that is a blessing. That's the first thing that I want to say. And then I want to thank our Madam President, Ms. Vanessa Gibson, for the vision. Come on, let's give it up for her. She is the Bronx Borough President. And she had the vision. She communicated with the advisory team. Big shout out to our advisory team of the River Park Towers. Come on, give it up. Because these ladies and I have sat and fought and argued and pushed, and we're just doing our best to be the voices of you. We are representing you when we speak. We're in this together. And so we want to thank all of the visitors, all of the public officials. We really thank you. And we feel that this is the beginning of a new. Whatever has happened in the past is the strength that we're going to be able to move on. I want to thank our CEO, Mr. Furman, for taking his time. Let's give it up for him, y'all, for taking his time to come out, to be able to explain to us that he wants to start new. And so with all of us together about a mindset. And give it up for yourself, because y'all came out of 1,654 apartments, y'all came out. And so we need you to come to our meetings. We have Tennis Association meetings every first Wednesday of the month at 7 p.m. So please don't call me and say, why you didn't call me? I'm telling you now, it's every first Wednesday of the month, right at the office of the Tennis Association, Building 20. And so let's focus on who we are going to be from right now. Let's focus on what we are going to do right now. The past is the past. Let's get strengthened now. So we want to be able to perform for the blessings that the public officials are help us with, that our River is going to help us with, starting with the children, starting with the seniors, and starting with the adults. So please, just cooperate. We are moving forward. Hashtag, because I know a lot of the young folks, I'm coming, because Community District 5, we have 2038 days and every one Thursday. So our community is to the tabling on the side. I want to recognize Bronx Works. We have New York State Parks. We also have the New York City Health Department, FDNY, NYPD. Thank you to the 4-6 precinct. Thank you to Celeste Burns for her leadership. Celeste was persistent in making sure that this town hall took place. And it's important because you have elected a leader that represents the best interests of River Park Towers.
board. And in addition to the team from my office that I have acknowledged, I also want to acknowledge another leader in our office. Every day in the office of the Bronx Borough President, we get anywhere from 50 to 60 calls a day. And our ombudsman unit fields all of those calls, navigates with city agencies, and we are hosting a number of events coming up that we want all of you to be aware of. Fire education, fire safety forums with the FDNY. We're doing an event with the Department for the Aging this week on Wednesday at Borough Hall that is dedicated to information on living wills and because we have to make sure as residents that we stay ready so we don't have to get ready. And there are many instances where we have older adults that do not have living wills and estates when it comes to your property, your possessions, as well as end-of-life care. So the Department for the Aging is coming to our office on Wednesday from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. at Borough Hall. We will make sure everyone gets information. You can also get emails from our office. We send them out every Tuesday. But the amazing leader that runs our ombudsman unit is here. And after today's town hall, if you want to talk to her individually about an individual issue that was not brought up today, I want to make sure you know who she is. So Ms. Lasonia Walton is here from our team. She's our director of ombudsman and does all of our senior services. So once again, thank you everyone. Thank you to all of my colleagues. Thank you staff. And thank you River Park Tower residents for being here.
All right, great. Thank you all. So I'm going to be asking questions on your behalf. Again, if you have a question that you want, raise your hand and the staff will walk over or pick up a card. So just keep your hand up. We're going to start with this question. Everyone ready? So as a member of a community suffering the devastation of the opioid leadership to take advantage of the settlement funds awarded through the opioid settlement agreement. Starting off with a good one.
Thank you. That's a great question. So we know that when it comes to overdose deaths, drug misuse, and opioid overdose deaths, the Bronx and Staten Island are leading the city of New York. We have some of the highest rates of overdose deaths, and everything to me is preventable. We need to make sure that using the opioid settlement funds, and I want to recognize our Governor, Kathy Hochul, and our Attorney General, Letitia James, who actually successfully fought this case, and there are millions of dollars coming to the state of New York when it comes to drug reduction programs and making sure that our communities have all the resources that are necessary. So the funds will come through the state of New York through what is called an RFP, which is a request for proposal. Nonprofit organizations that are in our community, in our borough, and in the city will have an opportunity to apply for a proposal to the state or the city, to an agency, the department, on how they want to spend those dollars. The attorney is a part of that work as well. We have had far too many drug bans, drug busts happening all over this borough. In daycare centers, in pizzerias, in apartment buildings, and it's not acceptable. And so we know that we have residents that are living with addictions. They have drug addictions, whether it's alcoholism, and they need support. There are organizations in our borough that do this work every day. And we want to make sure that those Bronx groups are able to apply for the funds, and that's something that is ongoing. But in addition, I think we need to look at external partners like tenant leaders, residents, stakeholders, school leaders as well, because we also need to look at what our children are exposed to when it comes to opioids and other, controlled substances that are in our communities. So we are working on that in terms of how the money will be administered and the timeline, but the settlement fund that was negotiated by the governor and the attorney general will come to us through the state of New York.
Thank you, President Gibson. And I guess I'm on the other end of it, not only talking talking about prosecution and how we handle it, but more so on the prevention side, because that's the way I think that we should deal with it. Because so many people have been suffering from addiction or substance use disorder, as they talk about, the Bronx has always been last. Look, folks, let's face it, we've been here, most of us, all our lives. I know I have. And this hasn't become an epidemic until it went into communities that it wasn't in before. We've always seen it. I grew up around it, I have family members that have died from overdose. This is nothing new to us. So the fact that I'm glad that Attorney General James was able to get that settlement, but I'm going to be more glad and more impressed when that money actually hits the Bronx. We have not gotten it yet, but we got ideas and plans for it. And as a district attorney, I have to deal with the fact that because people have these substance use disorders, it causes them to spiral out of control because they also have mental health conditions. In addition to addiction, they commit crimes as a result of it to support their health.